Hello and welcome to a special edition of Bars to Bricks Ministries. I am your favorite felon, the Rev. Dr. Kev, and right now I'm feeling on top of the world. We have made some breaks in the Gary Wayne Sutton case. If you guys weren't convinced this man is innocent before, I guarantee you're not going to want to miss this evidence because you're going to see that this man is innocent now, and you're going to be furious as he sits on death row with all these discrepancies and problems. Before we get into it, please like, share, subscribe, join the channel. Anything everybody donates to join the channel, the super thanks, anything anybody does at this point from right now is going to help for the fight for justice for Gary Wayne Sutton and his family and the families of the victims of Tommy Griffin and Connie Branham, because that is important too. We can't forget that the murderers, the real murderers, have not been caught in this case and still remain free unless they went on to kill somebody else and are incarcerated for that. We may not know, but they have suspects, and those suspects have caused a lot of damage and crimes since this crime. So, but anyway, today I'm going to start out. I'm going to show you a little bit of a video of Gary. I want you to see who is Gary Wayne Sutton. Who is he outside that prison picture, outside the pictures in the media that he's in his prison outfits and stuff? Who is Gary Wayne? I want to show you some pictures of Gary with his family. And then I'm going to show you some of Gary's amazing artwork and woodwork and stuff. He is so very talented. Also, we have Justice for Gary Wayne Sutton bracelets. We have Justice for Gary Wayne Sutton pins. If you want some, let me know. There's also shirts and all that. I'm waiting on my shirt here. It's coming up the next few weeks. I'm waiting on some other merch that Carolyn's sending me. You guys, you want this merch, please buy some merch. I'll have some links and pictures up here shortly. Carolyn's going to send me this stuff. And buy your merch and help the fight to free Gary. We have found just so much. I have uncovered in a week evidence that hasn't been found in 31 years. Evidence that's groundbreaking, that's like they're going to have no choice. But we're going to go over that after I show you who the real Gary Wayne Sutton is and some of his artwork. Let me get that pulled up here real quick, because you are not going to want to miss. I want you guys to see who Gary Wayne Sutton is. There we go. It should be pulling up. Now, does that look like the face of a killer? Look at that guitar. Look how beautiful that thing is. That's Gary. That's the real Gary Wayne Sutton. Now, I want to give me one sec here while I pull up some files because there's some important files here that I want you guys to see. Um, some very leading stuff, and then we have the major discovery. Um, let me find one more file. Oh, nope. There is one more after that. Yeah. Okay. Now, let me start off with the initial investigation, the timeline, and all that. I'm going to, let me see if I can bring this up. It's easier to read so I can read it before I bring it up on the screen for you. So now I'm going to share with you guys. This is out of the evidence from the trial. Um, this is um, this is the timeline that they convicted Gary and James Dillinger on. As you'll see, there's issues with this timeline. Let me see if I can get this a little bit bigger here. Let me get this all the way up. I want you to see this all the way and get my mug out of the way. So as you see, here's 11:30 p.m. on Friday, February 21st. There between 8 a.m. on Saturday the 22nd. They're saying there were shots heard. He's alive at 11:30. There were shots heard here, and this is why they're saying he was killed. And so there's a problem with that. Here's where they found the body. Now here, look at this: rigor mortis, ambulance report, and pictures. No rigor mortis reported at the autopsy. Again, that is significant pieces of evidence. So now you remember, here's their timeline. They're saying he was killed between 11:30 p.m. Friday night and 8 a.m. on Saturday. Actually, more specifically, about 11:55 p.m. is when they said there were shots heard that were reported days after, mind you. So um, that one is just number one. Okay, now here is the kicker. I mean, here is the creme de la creme. Here is where they're going to have problems to explain why this has been allowed for 30 years. Now, here is the autopsy report. So, again, why is this autopsy report? You see this right here? The date and time of death. I don't know if you can see my point. Right here, the date and time of death. February 24th, 1992, time uncertain. Now remember, the 21st was Friday, so February 24th was the day the body was found on Monday. So now, on the autopsy report, they put date of death as the 24th, which was Monday. So Dr. Harlan is the one with his little unscientifically impossible, just scientifically impossible, unscientific methods of trying to get a date of death off of 2-month-old organs samples. It's not possible. He was not the one who examined the body. While we're on Dr. Harlan, let's go look at what Dr. Harlan reported when this trial was going on about his history and current and everything. Oh, all this, yeah, probably so, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Whoa. Chief Medical Examiner for the state of Tennessee, July 1st, 1989 to present. In fact, during that trial, and this was mentioned in that 2010-2020 episode, he was no longer the chief medical examiner for the state of Tennessee and was under investigation for several heinous, just ludicrous findings that he made as a medical examiner that is just crazy. He identified a body of a guy that was an escaped prisoner and stuff, and he was found and arrested 2 years later. But so now, who was this other body? And then there was a 10-year-old baby that was so emaciated, he was like 18 pounds or something like that. He ruled it natural causes. Obviously, it came back, it was abuse. I mean, come on now. This guy is an idiot. And to think that there's people like Gary Wayne Sutton sitting on death row because of this man's ludicrous theories and everything. In fact, in the 2020 interview, they said, not 2020 people in the courts, I think it was the district attorney, it said he was a hired gun. He'll say whatever you want him to say. Because they needed it to happen on Friday night because there was no evidence. There's a bunch of just circumstantial stuff, and it's a bunch of witness statements. You can tell when you go through the evidence and go through the statements that these witnesses are being coerced. These witnesses are being coached. They're being threatened, whatever, to say whatever the cops want them to say. And I know people say that all the time, but I'm telling you, people, I'm reading it here and I'm one of the biggest of I'll dig into something and find the negative. Now I want to take you to the Connie Branham murder. So this turned out here, this evidence deal, see, they say here, bullet fragments from Connie Branham. Hold, please pick up promptly. The metal fragment contains no markings for comparison purposes. Element analysis fragments did not reveal lead, did not reveal zinc, which are main components in bullets. It was not a bullet fragment at all. It was determined to be the clip of her bra strap, but yet this record was never changed, and this information was shown to a jury, which taints a jury. So now there's a problem in this case. And again, we come back to this murder timeline. Now, Connie's body wasn't found till a week later. It was found later the week after Tommy was found. Now, here's the most important thing too. One of the most importantly, the original, as it says here, rigor mortis, ambulance report, and pictures. Not only was it rigor mortis, they said that the blood was still tacky to the touch. If he was killed on Friday night and he was found at 6 p.m. on Monday, you're talking all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and most day on Monday, out in the sun and the weather and the elements, that blood would not be still wet and tacky. That blood would completely dry. That gunshot would not look somewhat fresh. And furthermore, again, we'll just go back to medical scientific evidence. Google this if you want. Rigor mortis is not a permanent condition of death. Rigor mortis onsets usually within a short period after death and can last 24 to 36 hours. It usually dissipates within 36 hours. So 36 hours is way out of their timeline. So they had to fabricate a story. Is this not just insane? Now, if your mind is not blown away by now, here's just one more piece. And I'm not even through the records yet. I'm not even through all these case files, and I'm finding stuff that hasn't been found by his supposed legal team in 31 years. Why has this man got no justice? It should irritate you guys as much as it irritates me and the family and Gary himself, and it should irritate Connie Branham and Tommy Griffin's family, because they do not have the true killers in prison. It's too late for James Dillinger, as he's passed away as natural causes, but there is still hope for Gary. But we got to get him soon before they set an execution date. Okay, now, so when Tommy Branham's body was found on that Monday, they took pictures, obviously, of the body and all that. 2 days later, this corrupt cop goes out to do a secondary search. Upon this secondary search, supposedly these magic bullets, shell casings popped up. I guess they were hiding in the ground and just rose up or something. I don't know, hiding in the trees and dropped down, because 2 days prior, when they found the body, took the pictures of that exact same area. There were no shotgun shells, but magically 2 days later, there was 2 shotgun shells that would have been approximately 6 to 12 inches from where the body was found, and were not in that picture from that day. So now let's look at the picture of the shotgun shells that they found. Let's see if I can blow this up a little bit. So you see, here's the shotgun shells. I don't know how many of y'all shoot guns and stuff. How many of y'all are familiar with shotguns? When you shoot a shotgun, you eject the shells. It is almost impossible to get them to land side by side on a flat surface like that. Shells bounce. They catch wind different when they come out of the gun. There's so many variables to how a shell lands. It is like 1 in like a trillion chance that them shells would land like that. Why would they be beside like that? Because them shells were put there by the cops. That's why. They needed some evidence to tie them to the crime, because they had no evidence. You hear it all the time of cops planting evidence and this and that, and a lot of people want to be naive and believe in our justice system and think it don't happen. But I'm telling you, people, it happens. And here is right here. Obviously in black and white. This is a very old picture, but in black and white, here it is. There is so much evidence in this report, from the autopsy report, from the date of death being February 24th, to them saying that he was killed on the 21st. Well, I mean, I guess he must be a cat or something, because he came back to life and then died again on Monday. I don't know how that works. Maybe there was a zombie apocalypse thing in between Friday night and Monday, but it don't make sense, people. And I know when we was talking about this and all that, and you guys are like, well, what really makes him innocent? Well, how could he be on death row for 31 years if he's innocent? How can that happen? We're in America. It can't happen. It happened. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. Gary right now sits on death row because it's happening. We can help. We can help, and to help, I need your help. I have got to be able to get this man free, and I'm willing to let my bills go and just figure it out later, because this man's life needs to be saved. But I need your donations and your help. Please, please, please. And join the channel. You subscribe. You join as a member, a paid member. I will send you a bracelet. We have set of the, maybe even a pin. Like I said, we have some other merch coming. And, these, tell you what, I like these pins. I've been using this thing since I got it. The family and Gary deserve justice. His daughter, that has lived her entire life without knowing her dad, except in a jail cell because he's in prison for a crime he didn't commit. She deserves to know her dad, Carolyn, deserves to have Gary out. Gary deserves to have Gary out. His brother Jimmy deserves to have him out. We need justice in this case. Anything you guys can do to help, please help. Every dollar. Share this video. Share all the rest of the videos on Gary. Every single penny will help. And it just, all the attention. We need the attention. We can get to this case. It is not easy to get back into court. It's not easy once you're in there to get free. So I need your help. Let's blow this up. Let's not let anybody rest. If you write your politicians, I don't care if you don't live in Tennessee. Write your legislature, write Tennessee legislator, write the governor, whoever, anything you can do. We ask, we beg, we plead. And I'm not getting whatever donations come in is what I'm making off of this. So I said my bills, I'm not rich. I'm a very poor pastor from Kansas, just trying to help somebody, trying to save a life, literally here. This is a very disheartening case, but I'm willing to put my all in it. I've been putting last week since I've been on this, at least 12 or more hours a day working on Gary stuff. So, and I'm going to continue to do so until we get justice for Gary. Thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate y'all. God bless you guys. Please join the fight to help free Gary Wayne Sutton. It's a very disturbing case, and we need justice. I can't say it enough. We need justice. This could be you someday. This could be your family member someday, your friend, your loved one. Let's stop it now. Let's bring attention to the justice system and the injustices of the injustice system so that we can save other people as well as Gary. Been your favorite felon, Rev. Dr. Kev. God bless you guys. Hope you guys are more blessed than stressed. Gandhi said, be that change that you want to see in the world. We here at Bars to Bricks Ministries are being that positive change that we want to see in the world. Join us on our fight, and you can be a part of change too.